Today we're asking staff to rate their top 3 favorite houseplants. Let's go.
My first choice is this guy. I don't know how to say the name very well. I'm gonna try. Deuterconia brevifolia. So it's actually like a smaller bromeliad. It's native to Argentina. These are really cool. If you look up photos of them in their native habitat, they mound just like this. They're really cool. They stay really compact. They're easy to care for. You can kind of let them dry out like a cactus. Just kind of a unique, different plant if you're looking to add something kind of funky to your collection. My next choice is going to be the climbing onion. This is one of my favorites. I do love these like bulbous plants. They're really cool. They're South African plants. They're pretty easy to care for. You can really let them dry out. You can see they kind of trail. With these guys, they will go dormant at some point, so it'll just be like, I always say, like a little onion in your pot. They always come back and they'll trail really nicely. My third choice is gonna be the Bigfoot. It's the Gyrodanthus. I don't know how to say the second part. Hold on, let me redo that. I was right. Okay, restart. Gyrodanthus mycorrhizas. This is another really cool, funky plant. As you can tell, I really like funky stuff. As you can see, it's got this Codex type base there. These are really cool. So this is another one that'll trail. And then also it'll give you these really cool little flowers too, and eventually seed pods, which is awesome. So yeah, just another funky plant. If you're looking for some cool weirdos, come find me at Tonkadale. I can show you my favorites.
My 3 favorite houseplants. Typically, I am someone who likes to see how well my plant is doing every week or two. So I like when they put out new growth that looks good and healthy. That's one of the reasons why I really like the Monstera deliciosa. This new growth looks really great. It's got all these healthy fenestrations. I just really like plants that will communicate well with you and let you know when you're doing a good job. I also really like how many different ways there are to grow the Monstera. You can do a bushy one like this guy and let it take up a lot of space in a circular way. Or what I like to do with mine at home is I grow them as single vining specimens. I think that kind of lets them shine in the way that they would in their natural environment. That's a nice bushy one. Look at these leaves, come on. This is my next favorite houseplant. It's also very forgiving. I have found that it's actually the most neglect tolerant of all the houseplants that I have. I also really appreciate the way that the new growth looks on these. It's like a fun little umbrella type thing. That nice bright green color that the new growth has is very appealing to me. They're also just neat. Look at these braids. My next favorite is pothos in general, but this is a really cool variety. It's the Cebu pothos. I like a couple different things about the pothos. I like that you can, again, grow them in a variety of aesthetic ways. They're great communicators as well. They're a little dramatic. They'll just wilt a little bit. They'll make it very clear that they are thirsty, and then once you water them, they come right back. A lot of plants will just die. A lot of plants will just wilt and never come back, but the pothos are not like that.
These are my top 3 that are in the greenhouse right now. First one is the pink moonstone, because I feel like it's giving bring your gems out in the moonlight and charge them. So I feel like if you have a friend that's like that, this is what you gift them, and it's giving off that energy. The second would be the black bat flower. This one isn't in bloom, but we have a bunch of them, and I think they have the coolest bloom when they do go into bloom. Though it may not look like much now, it'll give you a surprise later in the year, which I like. Finally, I like the Ficus altissima, specifically this one, because I think it is the weirdest shaped one that we have right now, and I am always the person that if it's weirdly shaped, I think someone should get it because it's unique. So the weirder it is, the better it is. And so this one I've had my eye on for quite a while.
One of my top 3 houseplants is the Sansevieria black gold. I really like Sansevieria. They're just a stable, pretty known quantity plant, and the black gold variety is just nice. It's got kind of darker foliage, but it still has that variegation like the Lauren. So yeah, definitely one of my top 3. Another kind of odd one is the bundle of sticks plant, Cynantium marinarium, I think it's pronounced. Kind of a weird plant. You can't really tell if it's alive or dead, but it gets these really cool little, they're almost like little lantern flowers on it. You can look it up, but they look really, really cool, and it's kind of a neat plant that doesn't get a lot of spotlight. And my third house plant's a little bit different. It's actually poinsettia. This is the J'adore soft pink variety. It's kind of a compact, smaller poinsettia. These do actually work as houseplants. They're a little bit more in-depth involved with some of the stuff that you got to to do to keep them looking their best. But you can keep them year-round as a houseplant, and if you have any questions about how to do that, how to get them to get bracts again after they're finished for the season, just email us or call us here at Tonkadale.
Never thought I'd say this, but my top 3 favorite houseplants right now are Hoya, Peperomia, and lipstick plant. As I am owning more and more plants, I'm realizing the easier ones are more of my favorite just because they're super rewarding and they don't require a lot of care. Right here I have the Peperomia beetle, the Hoya gracilis, and then the lipstick, I'm not gonna say this right, Japherolepsis, but look at how lush that is. Oh my gosh. They just grow so easy. All 3 of these guys do. They don't require watering all the time. They kind of let me know when I need to water it. If they're shrivelly or they're looking wilted, it's time to water. And I can kind of just leave them alone and let them do their thing. They're great.
And I chose 3 low light, low maintenance options. I was in college just recently, I just graduated, and these were 3 great options that I could put anywhere in my house away from windows, and it was super easy to take care of. So first I have the pothos plant, then in the middle I have the ZZ plant, and on the side here I have the Sansevieria, and I had really good luck with all 3 of these during school. I didn't have to water at least the ZZ plant and the Sansevieria as much, which made it really easy to kind of forget about them and just let them grow.
My top 3 houseplants start with the burgundy rubber tree. This was the first plant I ever got. I still have it. It's about 6 feet tall, single stem. I just love the waxy leaves, the red center. Some people think it's kind of a challenging plant, but as long as it gets good light and you don't water it too much, it's really easy. Okay, number 2 is Epiphyllum or orchid cacti. You've maybe heard me talk about this before. I have a multi-generational orchid cactus in my house. It blooms every year. It's beautiful. It's easy. You can treat it like a succulent, and they look really beautiful hanging. And my 3rd plant is the pitcher plant. This is a carnivorous plant. I have a carnivorous bog at my house. This is in the bog and it has just taken over. So I think it's an easy carnivorous plant. It's actually a native plant to Minnesota, if you didn't know that, the purple pitcher plant. Just give it distilled water, rainwater, and you're good to go. They're really cool.
My top 3 favorites are the old trusty snake plant, Sansevieria. I went with the Superba. I just think it's nice and chunky. Doesn't get quite as tall and maybe floppy over time. Can't really kill it. Just don't water too often. Ring of Fire philodendron. I just think it's satisfying to watch it grow. A little bit of a fast grower too. You know, another fun thing about this plant, this was really hard to obtain just a few years ago. The price has really become much more approachable. They're pretty easy to obtain and just a satisfying plant to have in your collection. And then the good old-fashioned olive tree. If you are fortunate enough to have the bright light, I think this is a fantastic addition. Does want bright light, so keep it in a bright window, south preferred. Kind of has that blue silver foliage. Like most plants, it only gets better with age. If you can encourage some twists in there, a little bit of character, do a little bonsai action, I just think this is a fantastic floor plant.